Hi, welcome back to the channel, Ball Boys. As always, this is a new transfer segment. I want to delve into all the transfer stories that have been making headlines. Without further ado, I want to start with MUDRYK, a young talent from Ukraine, who has raised a lot of eyebrows all around Europe, but there are two clubs specifically who are in for him at the moment, which is Chelsea and Arsenal. But Arsenal are in pole position. I think the players made it pretty clear he wants to join the league leaders. With all the Instagram posts that he has been posting, all the likes from Arsenal accounts that he has been liking, all the posts that he has been liking from Arsenal accounts, makes it pretty clear whom he wants to join. But then Chelsea have all the fans with Todd Bowley not afraid to spend big. And personally, I think Arsenal will be a better fit, but also Chelsea will not be a bad fit. But at the moment, Arsenal is a more appealing prospect because they are the league leaders. And why would you not want to join them at the moment? You're going to link up with other young talents. He's going to link up with his Ukrainian national team captain, Zinchenko. But the problem occurs with negotiations with the club. Shakhtar want a fee around £88 million. All aspects included, but I think they want around £60 million up front, and then add-ons later, performance-based add-ons, and it remains to be seen because Chelsea they've made it clear to Bowley that they are ready to match and even to go past any offer that Arsenal makes. But I think that the players will and whom he wants to join will play a very key role in this transfer saga. But it continues. I think Arsenal's second bid, which was around it was under £70 million, but Shakhtar, as I've said, want around £88 million, the full package. But it remains to be seen where he's going to go. Now the other one is JOAO Felix. JOAO Felix has been linked with a loan move to either Arsenal or Man United. Both clubs have held talks with his agent, the super agent, Jorge Mendes, and it's pretty clear that JOAO Felix wants to leave Atletico. He's had a fallout with the manager there. They are not in good terms, and JOAO Felix, I mean, the style of play, it's very pragmatic at Atletico, and for an attacking-minded player like him, I think he will be better suited elsewhere. Now, both clubs are in advanced negotiations to sign JOAO Felix, but it remains to be seen who will come out on top. But you know, the relationship with Man United and Jorge Mendes, it's not the best, considering that Jorge Mendes was Cristiano Ronaldo's agent with all that saga, the Piers Morgan interview. So it remains to be seen where JOAO Felix is going to end up. But a loan move to either club will not be a bad move for Arsenal. JOAO Felix is a very versatile player, can play across the front three, can even play in that number 10 role. But at Man United really need a striker, and they need reinforcements up front in the attacking areas. So both clubs are in pole position, but I think the Atletico want an overall fee of, I think, 20 to 20 something million pounds, and it's a loan. That includes the loan fee and his wages, which are about £250,000 a week, rising to £300,000 a week. So it remains to be seen if Man United or Arsenal will come out on top. And I think Man United have also signed Jack Butland on loan from Crystal Palace to be a backup to David De Gea. After Martin Dubravka was recalled by Newcastle, he was on loan at Man United, but they recalled him. But I think he never impressed at Man United. He never really got any game time, but when he did not impress, so he's gone back to Newcastle. The other one is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez of Benfica, the World Cup winner with Argentina, is a young prospect. Don't know if I should call him a prospect because he's already proven himself on the biggest stage of football, the World Cup. But I think talks between Benfica and Chelsea broke down. It was looking very likely that the deal was going to go through, but Benfica are not willing to release the player, and they said from their end, if the player is going to leave the club, it it will only be if the club that wants to buy him is going to pay the release clause, which is around 120 million pounds, which will make him the most expensive player ever in the Premier League, the most expensive midfielder, everything. You'll be, I mean, that's not a tag you want on your player, especially a young player. It's going to come with a lot of pressure, but talks have broken down, and Roger Schmidt, who is the Benfica coach, addressed, he made clear his frustrations with Chelsea, because at first Chelsea looked like, and they said that they were going to pay the release clause, but when it came to paying, they made an offer which was way less than the release clause, around 80 million, and they wanted to negotiate, and Benfica were not willing to go through with negotiations, because they're not willing to release the player in the January window. Of course, they know they're not a big club, and at some point the player is going to leave the club, but if they made it clear that the player is going to leave in the January window, it's only going to be if the club buying him is going to pay the release clause. Sorry, and Chelsea are not willing to do that, so talks have broken down. Maybe it just opens up funds for them to go for MUDRYK, who has made it pretty clear he wants to join Arsenal, but then again, we wait and see. The other story is, I think, Moises Caicedo from Brighton. He's a very good midfielder, holding midfielder. Is, I think, a box-to-box midfielder. He can also play in a double pivot as a holding midfielder. And Liverpool and Chelsea, it seems, are the two clubs that are seriously in for him. They're going to battle it out. Now, Moises Caicedo is one of the lowest paid players in the Premier League. I think he earns $3.5 grand a week. That is going, from a player's perspective and personal terms, I think it's not going to be a problem for either club. But then agreeing a deal with Brighton, who are notorious tough negotiators. I mean, they sold us Ben White for 50 million, Cucurella for 62 million, Bissouma for 25 million. So they are a very good selling club, and negotiations are going to be tough, because Brighton are not desperate at the moment. They have a lot of very quality players, and I know even if they sold Caicedo, you will just see them replace him with another talent that you don't know where they get these people. But I think the recruitment team have very good knowledge of the Ecuadorian market, with the likes of Caicedo and Estupinian. Yeah, so it remains to be seen who is going to win the race for Moises Caicedo. Liverpool, of course, signed Cody Gakpo. Now, I'm not sure that is what they really needed. Of course, it's a good signing. They also got a good fee for him. PSV got a good fee for him. But Liverpool need reinforcements in midfield, especially their midfield in games has been non-existent. So Moises Caicedo will be a perfect fit for him. Young, very athletic. He can do everything. He's a box-to-box midfielder, good passer. So yeah, it remains to be seen, and the transfer market is now open. Business is ready to be done. Yeah, we wait and see what is going to happen. So thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next video.